We're still here at the University of Texas, and we are getting ready to go into the Lyndon B. Johnson Library and Museum. Maybe they'll let us take some pictures in this one, and we'll just keep the camera rolling, see what happens. Here's some real cool art, cartoon type pictures at the LBJ Library. I love it. Nancy and I are sitting here in the theater and waiting for the show to start. Gonna learn about LBJ and sit here and watch the show.
Legislation that endure that have a historical resonance to it. Johnson slayed out bill after bill, act after act. In education alone, he proposed legislation.
Reminds me of many great men I've known, particularly of a school teacher that came out to apply for a job during the Depression in my little town of Johnson City, and the school boards were divided on whether the world was round or flat, and I asked him how he told him the poor fellow needed a job so much. He said, I can teach it either way. I feel very much like Winston Churchill. Ladies and gentlemen, I was thinking about a story that occurred down in my own hills of Texas when one of our elder statesmen found difficulty in his hearing, and he went to the doctor, and the doctor examined him carefully and said, well, how much are you drinking these days? And he said, well, he drank about a pint a day. And he said, well, if you want to improve your hearing, you're going to have to cut out your drinking. And about 90 days later, the fellow went back to the doctor, and the doctor examined him again, and his hearing hadn't improved a bit. And he said, well, now, have you cut out your drinking? And he said, no. Well, he said, I can't do anything for you if you won't follow my advice, take my prescription. He said, didn't I tell you when you were here that you should cut out your drinking if you wanted to improve your hearing? And he said, yes. Well, he said, why didn't you do it? Well, he said, doctor, said, I got home and I considered it, and I just decided that I like what I drank so much better than what I heard.
This is Lady Bird Johnson. Welcome to the White House. That is, welcome to some of the public and private rooms there, captured in these transparency photographs. The West Hall on the far left was our family living room, the nerve center and crossroads of all family activities, intimate and yet constantly busy. Because it is a personal area, it always reflects the interest of the family who lives there. In our time, as you can see, there were photographs of Lyndon's mother and father on the end table, and one of my father, Thomas Jefferson Taylor, holding my two brothers. I wasn't born yet. And an amusing needlepoint pillow given to me by my staff. Of course, as in any room in which Lyndon spent much time, the ever-present telephone mounted to the end table next to the chair on the opposite end of his corridor. That is the focal point of life in the White House.
This is a reproduction of the Oval Office used by the President of the United States in the White House. The Oval Office itself is located in the West Wing of the Executive Mansion. Built in 1902, it has been occupied by every president since Theodore Roosevelt. The way you see the office here is the way it looked during the administration of Lyndon Baines Johnson, except for one detail. This is 1/8 smaller than the real Oval Office. The desk is the one Mr. Johnson worked at from the time he served in the United States Senate and through the White House years. It generally appeared this way, with considerable material stacked and waiting for his attention.
I love that. The camera recorded another kind of activity too. The very poorest of the poor. Their families were unable to help them. They were destined for a lifetime of poverty. To awaken their hearts to the joy and the life of the mind. They needed a mother's touch. They needed Lady Bird.
There's the bowling alley. Well, we're done with the Johnson Library. We're going to continue our tour of Austin here. If you want to see the Johnson Library video, it'll be out on YouTube about the same time this one will get out there. Like I said, we're on the campus of the University of Texas here in Austin. And it's a really, really big place.